Greetings, Pilgrim. I hope this day finds you healthy and well, and that you were able to enjoy these winter days as much as you can. I know my family and I have been trying. And it's this season of winter and this month of February that will begin the season of Lent for us. And I wanted to send this video message to all of you to kind of fill you in about what we here at Pilgrim are planning for Lent and what you can expect, especially as we begin Lent with Ash Wednesday. First of all, I just want to preface all of this by saying if 2020 and the pandemic has taught us anything, it has taught us about how important space and ritual are to our spiritual and personal well-being. And I want you to know that as we have approached Lent, I have taken that into consideration, as has much of the staff and leadership here. And we at Pilgrim want to ensure that this Lent will be no different spiritually for those of us, even if we're not gathering in person. So I want to start by saying Lent begins with Ash Wednesday. And I want to let all of you know that our regathering team is, at this moment, trying to decide what is the safest way for us to distribute ashes. I know the imposition of ashes is one of my favorite practices throughout the year, and it's a custom that I have grown and learned to love in my time of being a pastor. So I want you all to know that that's a practice that's very important to me, and that regathering is trying to figure out how we can do that safely. One of the ways that we are already talking about doing it safely is doing a drive-through imposition of ashes on Ash Wednesday. I want to let all of you know that I'll be here at church on Ash Wednesday from 3 o'clock until about 6:45, just outside my office in the carport, with some materials to distribute, along with blessings to each of you who would like to receive ashes. So you will be invited to drive into the carport in your cars, and then I will give you a blessing and ashes once we figure out how we're able to do that. And I want to mention that one of the resources that Pilgrim has invested in this year is a resource that has been put together by a group of artists and clergy from across this country through an organization called the Sanctified Art. And they have organized a number of resources for us with a theme called Again and Again, to help us walk through Lent. And this resource comes with a number of items for us as a congregation. And much of this will be available to you when you drive through the carport on Ash Wednesday. You're going to get a packet of materials from me that has been put together by members of the worship committee and the staff to help us walk through Lent. Surely Lent is a season and it's a journey. And as I said in my February PP, this Lent continues to be a journey, and we've been on a journey for the past year. So we've compiled some of these resources given to us by a Sanctified Art to help you walk through this journey of Lent. And Lent begins with Ash Wednesday. And one of the things that we're going to do on Ash Wednesday, outside of distributing ashes and materials under the carport, is we are going to be offering an Ash Wednesday service virtually. This service will be offered in much the same format that our Sunday services have been. They will be pre-recorded, and in your packet that you'll receive on Ash Wednesday, there will be a sheet that we will be using during our service to talk about what challenges us and what intentions we can set for the next 40 days of Lent. So if you receive a packet, please know that this will be in there, and this will be part of the service for Ash Wednesday and some silent reflection. If you don't plan on coming through the carport, this will be attached to the email that you receive the service in. So if you're not able to be present with us physically on Ash Wednesday to receive ashes and materials, know that this will be available to you in the email. And after Ash Wednesday, I want to just make note that in the packet you will receive are daily intention cards. And what these are, for those of you that are used to those daily calendars where you rip off the pages, I know my family loves them, to be able to rip off the pages every morning and see what the day or what fact or what joke comes. These are much the same. You'll get a set of these cards that you can use every day. Just use one card per day. So in the morning, in the evening, whenever you decide to utilize this practice, know that you can pick up a card, and on the front, the intention and word for the day will be on there. So for instance, this day is rest. And there's a scripture offered as well for you to read and reflect on. And on the back of the card, there is questions for reflection and also a prayer. And I'd like to invite you to use these every day during Lent. They're lovely tools to help remind you of the ebb and the flow and just the nature of the journey of Lent. And this will help keep us grounded in some spirituality, even if we can't be together. So that will be included in your packet, as well as a Lenten devotional that has been put together by the people at A Sanctified Art. And this devotional is lovely. This is a weekly devotional that includes reflections, art, visual art, prayers, and scripture for you each and every week. Now, you and your family can use this together, and you can decide to reflect on the art one day, to read the poetry another day, or to do it all at once. But this is a lovely resource that will be available to you. And another really exciting practice that we're going to try, this is all an experiment, so thank you all for your patience and your willingness to try some new things, is a prayer wall that will be available here at church outside. Located just outside the carport doors, we are going to have a large ampersand made of 2x4s and some mesh fabric and some cut up pieces of fabric and plastic and some Sharpies for you all to write prayers on. And what you're going to do is you're going to weave those prayers into the ampersand. You'll be able to see it when it's up. And what this does is it's a practice that reminds us that even as we are apart, our lives and our prayers are still woven together. And this will be available during office hours, and it will also be available at random times. So if you stop at church and you carry a prayer, or you want to email me or send me a text message, I can write your prayer on a slip of plastic and weave it into that ampersand. And that's one of those ways where we as a community are going to try and remain connected throughout this season, even if we can't be here together. And as always, I want to remind you that we will be having Wednesday evening Lent service, but this year we're going to be adding a Zoom gathering at 6 o'clock every Wednesday. For those of us who miss seeing each other's faces, a link will be sent out with the Wednesday Lent service. And we as a congregation and as a community can gather via Zoom and try this for a couple weeks and see if it works. It might be chaos, but we might as well try it. You all did a great job at the annual meeting, so I'm thinking that we can do this, church, and this will allow us to see each other. So I just wanted to offer some of these resources to all of you and to remind you that they are available. And if you're not able to make Ash Wednesday, but you would like the devotional and the prayer cards, please let the office know and we will figure out a way to get those to you. I want to let you know that Lent is a sacred journey, and we here at Pilgrim are going to do our best to walk through this season together and not let a pandemic stop us from being who we are. People who know love of God and love of each other. Surely, friends, we are the light on the hill, and we will continue to be. Many blessings to you as you prepare for this season of Lent. As always, much love to you.